Hi guys, we are here today to talk about how to assemble or disassemble a system unit. Even though there are different builds and designs for each system unit, this guide will generally show you the essentials in assembling or disassembling one. Let's start with opening the side of the case with the system unit lying flat on the table as you can see here. Next, we'll remove the cables and the buses for the system unit components that are connected to the power supply. Neatly place the cables on the table for organization. Don't yank the cables forcefully as most of them have a special locking mechanism. Pull them out carefully. Next up, the power supply unit. Most power supplies and the PC equipment are fitted in place inside a system unit with the use of screws. So always have a Phillips screwdriver with you when working with them. Next step, removing the physical and the optical drives. Now that we're getting more equipment out of the way, we still need to make sure that we're organizing them. Slowly, we'll be able to work towards the motherboard or the MOBO components, the system unit, like this heatsink. Designed to absorb the heat produced by the processor, this heatsink is secured on top of it by screws, as you can see right here. After removing the heatsink, we'll be able to remove the motherboard now. The motherboard is one of the most important parts of the system unit, so always handle it with care and caution. If possible, one should be wearing an anti-static wrist strap while working on this. This is where you'll also find the memory chip or the RAM, the graphics, the sound, and the LAN card, which are all fixed via a special locking mechanism. If you're finished with the motherboard and its components, remove the rest of the system unit, like this CPU fan right here. Some of the reasons for disassembling the system unit is for maintenance and cleaning. Make sure that when you're cleaning it, you don't get the parts wet. You can use a small toothbrush, or a brush, or a cloth when you're doing it. As you can see right here, the parts are all clean and ready for assembly again. But before that, organize all parts on the table, especially the screws. The PC assembly steps are pretty much a reverse process of the PC disassembly. Starting with the last component that we removed, the CPU fan and the motherboard. Secure them into place again using screws and make sure that they're all tight. Next, return the physical and optical drives in the drive base. These drives are also secured inside by a special locking mechanism. Next up, the heatsink. Make sure that before you return the heatsink in place, you've applied a fresh batch of thermal paste between it and the processor. We're almost done here. Now we're going to put the power supply back in place with the screws to secure it. Then, we're going to put back the cables from the power supply to the respective system unit components they supply power to. Make sure that the locking mechanisms and these cables are in place. You can verify this if you hear the clicking sound when the end of the cable enter the port. Lastly, secure the lid on the side of the system unit and you're good to go.